Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fifth Line podcast. Obviously, we're missing Nick today, which is unfortunate because his team kind of is on a major heater.
They really are.
They're doing some things. They're getting a whole lot better, I would say. But we'll get to that in a little bit. First of all, Eric, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going well.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's it. Benny.
Just
It's me.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
All right.
Well, Ben, you know what we got to do, right? Mike, how are you?
How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic.
All right, this bit's gone on.
All right. So first, I want to do just a few small trades. Eric Holla from Boston to New Jersey for Pavel Zacha.
1 for 1, right?
The 1 for 1.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna bring up one after this next one too.
Okay.
That I have to because it's. But
yeah. Is it Canadians?
No.
Oh, okay.
Adjacent, but.
Okay. Oh yeah. I gotcha. And then San Jose gets rid of one of their anchors, Mikey Greer, coming in doing some work. Moves on from Brent Burns, sends him and Lane Peterson, not sure who that is, sends both of them to Carolina for Steven Lorentz, a goalie prospect who I don't remember the name, and a conditional 2023 third. And San Jose is retaining 33% of Burns' contract. So,
How many more years is that?
That's. I don't think it's that many.
One of those, I would say, is
It's
that one
probably
of those
like
stupid
4.
ones?
I don't know, but I have Cap Friendly open, so I can look.
That's wow. You know, I just registered that Carolina moved on from Tony D.
Yeah.
And they just now have Big Brent Burns.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They're whoever their GM is. I forget his name, but he's pretty.
Don Waddell.
He's doing well. 3 more years for Brent Burns.
Okay.
But it's at 5.2.
Okay.
So you can take that.
Yeah.
At 5.2. And maybe it's not ideal, but you can take that.
Yeah.
That's not killing you.
So it's 5.2 once it's 33% retained. That's like
Yes.
33% off. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was 11. 11?
No, that's Carlson.
That's Carlson. Yep. Yeah, never mind. That's a bad contract.
Yeah, it is. I understand why of the two they moved Burns, because you're not going to ever
can't
move
really do that,
the Eric Carlson one at this
If
point.
you retain 50%, we'll take him.
Basically, that might be something you do at the last couple years of it or something.
Yeah.
But I think that still has some length on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Benny, what do you got for us? I think I know, but
I had to bring up the Vegas Golden Knights giving away Max Pacioretty for free. Not even for free. They also threw in a prospect with him.
Pacioretty and a prospect. Yep. So
to Carolina for nothing.
So that makes 2 years in a row they've gotten rid of their Vezina winning goaltender for nothing, and a older, injury riddled but still pretty damn good scoring winger and a prospect.
I don't know if he was their leading goal scorer.
I don't think he was, but he's still going to put up. He's going to put up goals. He's going to put up goals when he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
getting rid of him for free is just beyond shameful. There's he's injured, he's older. Like, yeah, free for free.
Yeah.
And by free we mean what's the wording?
Future considerations.
Future considerations. That's it. Yeah.
So free.
They are. It's kind of wild to see the arc that the Golden Knights have gone through, because they were like, the new fun team. They go on that crazy run, and it's like everybody's like, wow, this is awesome. You know, this team came in and they're like awesome. They got a bunch of new guys that are performing really well. And they've gone like they've become like the villains to everybody because they get rid of their players just at the drop of a hat. Like, there's no loyalty. There's no front office loyalty to the players at all. And I mean,
aside from that, you can't. I know, like, intangibles are often leaned on too much, but you have no chance to build a team at that point if you don't, like, if it's just a matter of bring in this guy, bring out that guy, like just whoever's a shiny new toy, like you're never going to have a cohesive team at any point.
No.
You're just going to have a lot of probably decent players that are going to get you somewhere, but inevitably probably lose. Cause like, I don't know. I don't know about them.
Yeah, it's not because they don't have a core.
No.
They're like the one team that like
Yeah.
you look at and they're like they don't have a core because at any second one of those guys might be out
I mean,
for something.
what would you call their core? Like if you were to
You got
try to
Stone.
Mark Stone.
Stone,
Marchessault's been there
Maybe.
forever, but
Yep.
like, does he count as a core? Is he good enough?
William Carlson.
William Carlson.
Is he
William
good
Carlson.
enough? Is he good enough to count as a core?
I mean, I'd say so, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what his stats were this past season.
Yeah.
But I
I mean Petrangelo.
He's
Yeah.
their part of their core, but he's been there for. He wasn't even
Yeah.
there.
Right.
He's been there for what, 2
Exactly.
years, 1.5 years.
They had to shoot out so many different like assets just to make the space for him to even get
Yeah.
like it just comes back around to like I don't know how they thought what they were doing was sustainable is what I like.
You know how a lot of us say, like, all right, I don't, just briefly, the whole Chuck Fletcher, Johnny Gaudreau situation,
Oh
we'll
my
get
God.
into that. But I
Yeah.
know he's like the low bar for GMs. Like, when GMs don't do anything, actually, I shouldn't even be talking about him. Maybe Lou Lamoriello. When GMs don't do anything, it's very frustrating. And Vegas, it's like the GM's doing stuff, but doing too much to. Like, there's
Doing way too much.
there's no plan. There's no structure to anything. It's just kind of, again, the same old thing we always come back to: shiny new toy.
Yeah,
Right?
the plan is to always get the next best guy.
And I do
every
think
year. They were started at least did with a coach this year, so that helps.
Yeah, and Vegas is a fun team to watch still. But it's just, you can't help but think about being a player there, and if one of your favorite players goes there, what's going to happen to him? Just don't know.
That's very
I think
true.
that's kind of weird. They're a weird team.
Yeah. We'll see how much longer it goes on before UFAs don't want to go there. You know what I mean?
I think you're probably going to start seeing they didn't do really much at anything this year. They signed a couple of like AHL guys. Well, that's because they had to get rid of salary. They couldn't really do anything. Yeah. But
so,
I don't know, man.
Guys, real quick question though. What do you think about Max Pacioretty being on the Hurricanes? Because I know the Hurricanes are a pretty defensively structured team, right? They had issues scoring.
I think that was their problem in the playoffs. So
yeah, they didn't really get any finish.
So what do you guys think about that?
As a Montreal fan, I think he often got a little too maligned for it in his time there because he didn't really have anything. It was him. That was it. But he never really scored in the playoffs in Montreal. And he went to Vegas and proceeded to never really score all that often in the playoffs in Vegas.
He's going to do it now.
He got shut the hell down by Carey, which was funny. But maybe it'll help. I mean, it'll help. They'll get goals from him in the regular season. I know that he'll be probably a 20 to 30 goal scorer again as long as his health is decent, especially on that offensive power of a team. Yeah, like they usually have a decent enough core of guys that they can be flying in the regular season. So he'll be good. And he was free. He was free.
Him and a prospect. Free.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, so we're moving on to our teams.
Was the plan. All right. What have the Islanders done, Rick?
Just bringing the phone off the hook there, eh?
The Islanders are doing what's called waiting. Doug Waiting, because Doug Waite is back. No, he's not back in blue and orange.
He got hired by somebody.
I don't even know where Doug Waite is now. I just wanted to add that random Isles reference in right.
Yeah, he was their coach for a hot minute, right?
He was. But no, the Islanders have done a lot of nothing. So they did try to get in on the Johnny Gaudreau sweepstakes, and I believe offered him a 7x9 kind of looking deal.
But as we all expected, he went to Columbus.
Yes, that's.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
we'll get to that.
The Islanders were in on that, which means like, okay, that's their plan, right? They're addressing what we've talked about pretty much every time we bring up the Islanders and what's up with them. They can't score, or they can, but not enough. And because they lost out on that and have done nothing else, there's just a lot of uncertainty now. Like I am on Ahel's Twitter, and no one seems to really know what's going on. And obviously, with Lou Lamoriello as your GM, that's usually the
That's
case.
just
You have no idea what's going on. But I've heard so many different things. So obviously, Nazem Kadri right now, if you want to add a good center, right? He's a
he's the
dark
best
horse
one.
guy for the Isles, and he's the best one, right?
He's the best
if you want
center
to
right
go
now,
out,
yeah.
yes, and go out and do something.
Oh, damn! You
And-
boys have 11 million cap space.
They have 11 million. Keep going, Rick.
Who has 11 million?
The Isles.
The Islanders.
Okay.
this
They have
year.
to sign Noah Dobson and Romanov, and Kiefer Bellows.
Yes. At the moment, and again, that's why I think Lou offered 9, because obviously, he doesn't want to go over 11, but also he probably wanted to shift some other things around.
Yeah.
So, oh my god, I lost track. Sorry. Oh yes, Nazem Kadri. So he like you said, like the best player still available, and I almost felt like, and we're gonna get to this, the goalie situation, right? Once the goalies started dwindling, it was like this weird goalie carousel this year where teams had to commit on goalies that I was like, well, kind of a risk, not the best option, but like, should we go for it?
Some teams are with 2 of them.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about the Islanders with forwards, other than Kadri, right? Like, did Dylan Strome get signed? Are we going to talk about that?
He got signed by Washington for a year.
Oh, okay. Yes, he did. Thank you. So, like Dylan Strome was maybe a guy. I know he's an RFA, but Patrick Laine is a guy Isles fans have been talking about. That'd be awesome. But
that's who I was thinking.
I don't know what he wants though as a contract. He's really young, but you'd also have to give some pieces up for him. Maybe
if I knew Trotz was still there, I would immediately say no to Laine. But
he's not. Listen, here's my thought, because I was looking at this and I was like, wow, the Islanders have a lot of cap space to work with. And I was looking through. I was like, let's look at UFA, or let's look at free agents sorted by goals, because that's what they need. And I was looking down. I was like, he's not going to go anywhere. He's not going to go anywhere. I landed on Laine because I don't think he really cares that much about Columbus. Like, take it or leave it. Like, he'll stay, sure, but if somebody else gives him something better, he'll go. And I feel like that could be a decent like situation for Lou to do what Carolina did with Kotkaniemi. Give him a 1 year big money deal. So you don't trade anything. Just offer sheet him for like 1 year. Like,
trade forgo the picks. I don't know if they have the picks.
Oh, that's very true. I never thought about that. But I was thinking, like, he's coming off of a $7.5 million deal. Give him another one of those. I don't think Columbus is going to be able to match that.
Yeah.
So if you have the picks to do it and you want that player, I don't know. That feels like a decent move to me. But
that could be interesting.
I like that. All right, guys, let's go on Google and try to find Lou's cell. And we can get him in touch with Mike.
Yeah.
So, but interesting with the whole Lou aspect, Eric. So now he comes in right off the bat, fails to keep John Tavares. A couple years later,
he was kind of handed that situation.
Yeah. So
but no, you're right. He did.
But I know. Like, I mean, and there is a degree.
Tavares is wearing Maple Leafs pajamas, man.
They were
no chance.
Traitor.
Then a couple years later, all in on Panarin, getting Panarin. He's coming here. Goes to the Rangers. This year, all in on Gaudreau. This is the guy, getting him here. Goes to the Blue Jackets. How do you feel about Lou right now?
Very. Oh, my brother just sneezed. Bless you. But, very. They talk about this on SDPN. The culture of the Islanders, in terms of the identity of the team and what you expect from them in the playoffs and stuff like that. I'm happy with all that. It's never they're a feisty team to play against, right? Pesky Isles, we've heard it.
Yeah.
But in terms of GM things that he's doing, when I hear about the legendary Lou Lamoriello, but then I look
Mhm.
at like Stevie Y and Brisebois and like all these other guys, like man, it's just like it just feels like he's a step behind almost. And as an Islanders fan, I've heard my entire life the Islanders guys. They went from Nassau Coliseum to the Barclays Center. They lost Tavares. Everything, nothing was ever set in stone. Everything,
Mm.
and when you have the Rangers as your neighbor, and a player's like, "Oh, I get to play in MSG. Oh, I get to live in Manhattan. Oh, I get
Yeah.
to, like." Obviously, they're going to pick that, but there's an arena now. There's a culture. There's success in the playoffs, and a player still does not want to. A star player still doesn't want to go there. So, yeah, I'm not. I'm
It
not
could
really too
come down
happy
to
about that.
Gaudreau just it didn't want to go to New York.
Yeah,
Like it could have been
yeah,
something like that too. But like I don't know. Seems like
yeah.
he signs a lot of guys to money that they probably shouldn't be getting, and then in the cases where it's somebody you could pay, he never gets them.
He never gets them exactly. It's this weird.
Yeah.
The contract, the worst contracts, right? All the $5 million range contracts in the
Yeah.
long run, right? They always bite you in the ass.
Yeah,
And the Islanders are just, it feels like they're riddled with
Just
them.
they
rolling it.
are.
So
They
yeah.
really
And
are.
I know they have cap space, but again, right, it's not, oh, hey, like it is, can we bring someone in, but it's also, are these guys that we're paying 5 million, like, are they effective anymore? And how do you ship them out with that price tag to another team? What team is going to want that? So
Yeah.
yeah, Lou's questionable, very questionable. So there was a tweet, I don't know if you guys saw it. Someone compiled a list of additions since Lou became the GM and subtractions from the Isles. It was very
How did
interesting.
it look?
Uh, not
Not
so
the
good.
best.
Not so good.
I mean, the one that screams out to me is getting he he only gets 2 second-round picks for Devon
Devon
Toews and
Taves.
then pays a first rounder for
Mhm.
Alex Romanov.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
The math isn't mathing there. It's not.
No.
It's
Oh,
like I don't
get him
know.
out. Get Eric in there.
Yeah.
There's your job. There's your
I
job.
think. Well, I think. That's kind of how I feel. I think. I mean, I'll give him this season, and there is still off season left. I get that. There
That's true.
are still moves to be made, but I think if Lou wanted to come in and fix up the whole culture thing, yada yada, and then get out, I'd be okay with that.
How old
Because
is he at this point?
I think like the Canadians are trying to do, you're moving on and trying to get with the times, right?
Yeah,
Right. So
that's the biggest
and
like energy right now is sort
yeah,
of turning them into a real pro organization, which they really weren't in a lot of ways, which is
yeah,
kind of weird.
yeah,
But
exactly. And I'd like to see that from the Islanders. I feel like they're kind
yeah,
of in the same spot. They're slow. I mean, they're trending in the right direction in that aspect right now, but their team, there's obviously a lot of question marks. So that's
which
where I stand on the Isles.
Lou is 79.
He's old as
He's 79
balls.
years old.
Yeah.
He might just end up. When does his contract end?
He might just be done, eh?
Yeah, like
That's a good question. I don't know when
The
his
poor
contract
guy. He
ends.
should be out golfing.
What is?
Well, this year
I'm
he
gonna
had plenty
Google
of
that.
time to do that after his team missed the
Lamoriello
playoff.
contract.
Oh, what about this, Rick? What do you think about your boy coming home? Your boy Sonny Milano.
Oh yeah, I was talking to someone about that today. I personally would love that. That'd be great. I'm all the personal stakes are there, but like who would Sonny Milano replace? I mean, I don't know. I guess just anyone on the fourth line, but also like what's Sonny Milano went from playing with Trevor Zegras. Imagine it's like, all right, Sonny, Casey Cizikas, and Matt Martin's your other winger.
Well,
Good luck,
the
buddy.
thing is,
But,
I don't think he's going back to Anaheim because he didn't get he was
yeah.
he was an RFA, and
Yes,
they didn't qualify him.
they didn't
No, they
qualify him.
didn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I think this would be my dream scenario. They get him, they keep him at the moment, like they get him right now, put him in the minors, but then Lou does some cool stuff, and if he gets a really good goal scorer like a Line A, and he trades some picks like some minor league guys that were kind of moving up and down this year that I saw. I know he was kind of a full-time guy, but Wallstrom's one of them. If you had to do that to get a goal scorer, do that, and then you have a Sonny Milano that you can call up whenever there are injuries and maybe keep up if he earns a spot. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, where Where are the Islanders at right now? Are they? Because I'm just looking at like the roster they have at this point, and all of the guys that like you'd look at as like probably the main crux of the team, like Anders Lee, what's his face, Brock Nelson. I'm gonna get up the team roster again just so because I don't know all the Islanders players by heart. Like
Pajot, Beauvillier,
Pajot. The two young good ones are really Barzal and Beauvillier.
Yes, that's it.
Both 25.
I think somebody needs to make a choice to pivot at some point here.
Like choose one.
Figure out if you want to strip it down a bit, keep Anders Lee and Beauvillier and those kind of guys, and just sort of do a full cycle.
Yes,
a retool, as it were.
As somebody who has watched many a hard, mediocre team stumble their way through a season to maybe make the playoffs and see what happens, that's what that screams.
This is why Ben and I understand each other's pain with our teams. This is why I love the Canadians, because I just love mediocrity, I guess. I'm just used to it.
Because I'm just like, I guess they're guys, but like they're all guys that are on the wrong side of 25 or even 30. Like, I don't know.
Your entire team can't be depth pieces, basically. Yeah. Your entire team can't be depth pieces.
The entire roster reads like guys the Lightning would trade a couple picks for to go on a run with if they didn't cost $5 million, if they cost like 2 or 3 like they should.
4 years. The Islanders had John Tavares, and who did they surround him with? One of you guys, please tell me your name.
I don't remember.
Exactly. They did.
Nelson were there,
and if Matt Barzal, because his contract year's coming up, if they do the same thing, and they make it so that Matt Barzal's like, dang, there's no future here, and he just walks, it's unforgivable. It's unforgivable. You need to build around him. You need to give him a suit. Like, again, when a Goudreau's available, there's a chance to get Patrick Laine. Like, you're a GM. You need to get these things done. If your team wants to legitimately win in the playoffs. So.
Which this all might be a little overblown too. We might be a little too pessimistic on them after the season they just had, because
watch them come back and crush it.
It would not shock me if they come back. They have, I mean, I don't know. It's the new coach. What's his name? Lambert, right?
Lambert.
Yeah, that is a new twist to sort of see what his plans are. I mean, I could see, who the fuck knows? The NHL's weird. They could have a really strong year. They could have their same presence, but like, is it enough? I don't know.
Yeah, is it enough? That's what it comes down to.
They need a goal scorer.
Yeah, they do.
You apparently could get one for free. I don't know why they didn't get in on the Pacioretty business. Like, I don't know why half the league didn't get in on that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, maybe they did, and that they just...
Carolina's future considerations were better.
Or maybe they had to put the lowest cost, like, throw in with it. I don't know. I still don't understand anything to do with that trade, but I don't know.
Also...
You got me.
Guys, if Tarasenko or Laine become Islanders, which jersey should I get?
Tarasenko or Laine if they both become Islanders?
No, sorry, you're right. That's not going to happen. That'd be amazing. But if one of them does, should I get the jersey? Should I do it?
Oh, hell yeah. Why not? Sure. That seems fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Bring it.
All right, cool.
Seattle, a separate note, Seattle's got to be fucking kicking themselves about. I mean, maybe they were trying to be bad, but I don't know. Tarasenko was great. Like, I don't.
All right, so I got a question. One last thing on the Islanders here.
Yeah.
I'm going to read off some names here. 3 names.
Okay.
Andrew Mangiapane.
Okay.
Jason Robertson. Matt Tkachuk.
Are they all RFAs?
All RFAs right now.
Who we offer sheeting?
You got it. Those are the top 3 free agents goal scorers right now. I'd be offer sheeting one of those guys. Screw the tradition. Yeah. Screw the offer sheet guys. Whatever.
Imagine telling Lou Lamoriello, screw the tradition.
Screw it, Lou. Get your 79-year-old ass out the chair. Make some calls.
Exactly. I didn't know. Wow, those are three interesting names. The first, Matt Tkachuk screams playoff Islanders to me, but he just doesn't scream Islanders to me for some reason. But obviously, I'd love to have a Matt Tkachuk. Oh
Dude,
my god,
24 years old, 42 goals,
Yeah.
62 assists last year.
Yeah.
What the hell?
And he just lost his buddy Goudreau, so he might be in a state where he'd be like, "Oh, this is a pretty good offer. Maybe I could come to
Also,
the Isles."
he's American as well.
Yes.
Is he American?
Yes. Tkachuk, I'm pretty sure.
Chuck, yeah, he is.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Bring him home.
The one thing is, the one thing with any offer sheet situation is they don't have they may not have their third round pick of the upcoming year. It's a conditional one. What is the condition? Pick is transferred to Arizona if Ladd does not play in any professional games in 2022-23 under his current contract.
Nice.
All right, so get Ladd into a game.
Well, that's the problem is they won't know until the season starts of the conditions. So I wonder if you would even be able to offer sheet because of that.
So you wouldn't be able to.
I know it depends because I don't remember the the exact compensation, but it scales up the more money you're spending.
Oh.
And I know for like a 2 to 3 million, it's like something like a fourth and a third or something. And then as you go up higher, you start adding like a second. But then I think like once you get up to the crazy numbers, like something like that would be, it's like the first, second, third, blah, blah, blah. And they all have to be your actual pick. They can't just be like a third round pick you got
that you traded for
somebody else.
Yeah.
You have to have yours.
Well, let me look at something here. Shit. Never mind.
I don't know. So I think that
we thought we
may
were
put a kibosh on
branding it.
I may be wrong on the I could very well be wrong on the RFA stuff, but I don't think I am.
I was about to say, well, do Jason Robertson then, because you wouldn't have to offer him that much. But then Dallas has tons of cap space anyway. So
yeah, I think Robertson would want to stay in Dallas. Yeah, also, probably. Mike, your hypothetical of at least trying to come up with an offer sheet scenario is more than Lou's done so far. So. From what we've
I mean, we don't. They might be trying. They might be thinking of things.
No, he definitely is. That's his job. But now, I'm just going to say that because we don't know anything, that's going to be my conclusion.
Perfect. So go Isles.
Go Isles, baby.
Yeah. All right, Benny.
Yes. Well, I'll end. What are you expecting out of the rest of the summer then, Eric?
Oh, the rest of the summer?
No, from Lou. What do you?
Rest of the off season.
I'm expecting some moves. I am. I could not tell you what those moves are. Honestly, I don't know if you guys can. I say that. I'm expecting him to try to move stuff for a goal scorer, right?
Right.
That's what I'm going to expect. I don't know what the end result is going to be. It might be Zdeno Chara moving to a third line wing. But.
Yes.
I hope so.
We'll see.
That'd be. I just want it for the experience.
Just for
I want to see it happen.
Me too.
No, but
what if he's ripping one tees from the face-off circle?
That would be wild.
Throw him in the Ovi spot on the power play.
Yeah.
Why is he always all the way in the back?
Yeah.
Just put him up. The goalie has that much less time. Like
Barzal is such a good passer that anyone should be able to score a one-time goal off of a pass from him. So.
My dude's still got a cannon, so
yeah, he does got a cannon. That's what I expect. Though. Go for a goal scorer. I could next week be absolutely surprised by maybe a Nazem Kadri signing somehow.
That would be big.
That would be big.
But we'll see.
Then they would have to be going firmly all in because he's like 30 already, right?
31.
Yes, 31.
So
yeah.
Okay, so if you do that, you got in the next 5 years.
Yep.
Basically.
So we'll see.
We will see.
Interesting.
All right, Benny.
Yes.
It is your time to shine. I did not put anything in the outline for the Canadiens because anything that they did not hit my radar. So.
Oh, they did
a whole bunch of
some stuff.
My radar.
Yep.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, the day one of the free agency was more so what they didn't do, and honestly, I'm fine with them not strapping a boat anchor of a contract for a very past their prime, not that great player. I'm gonna bring up the Habs cap friendly real quick because it is not a nice place
Oh, you know what?
Uh,
There is one thing that they did, and I forgot until just now.
which one are you talking
The
about?
Petrie, trade.
Jeff.
Oh, right, yeah, which I'll get into, but we'll go chronologically.
Yeah.
Because last year the Habs threw on a where is Hoffman's contract?
Oh,
A
yeah.
3-year, 4.5 mil a year deal for Mike Hoffman. He's got 2 more seasons of that left, as
Defensive
well
juggernaut,
as
Mike Hoff.
as well as a 4-year, 3.5 mil a year contract for David Savard.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Oh, no.
that was Mark Bergevin's parting gift to the Habs last year.
It was
Was that
3.5 for Savard.
for 4
3.5,
years?
yep.
Got 3 left on it. And I think last year he also gave a 3-year, $3.4 million extension to Yoel Armia, coming off of a big playoffs. It's just too much. There's so many death by 1,000 cuts. Like if you have 2 of those kind of
deals.
contracts, if you have like 2 of those kind of contracts, you're
Wait a
fine.
minute.
You're pretty.
Man,
What's
this
that?
this sounds like all the $5 million contracts the Islanders.
These
Yeah.
are just
Oh
slightly
my
lower.
God. Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
forget before last
Oh, this
season.
one's bad.
Before last season, Mark Bergevin gave a 6-year, 6.5 a year to Brendan Gallagher. He's got 5 years left of that. And then
do the next
the
one.
offseason
Do the next
before
one.
that, the offseason before that, he gave a 7-year, 5.5, 5.5,
5.5.
5.5 a year to Josh Anderson. He's got 5 years left on that. Ken Hughes has the biggest, it's got like a mile of shit to dig out of. Like I don't envy him. But
you just made me optimistic about the Islanders, but go on.
Don't be too optimistic. I'm still hearing Josh Anderson rumors to them, but
oh no, another $5 million contract.
Wait, I knocked on wood right now, so
there
it's
you
no
go.
one's fault if this happens.
I don't have any wood.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping it happens, but that's right. Sorry.
Hey, I get it.
All's fair, gentlemen.
So honestly, them not doing much of anything was kind of fine to me. I was fine with them just sitting pretty and just signing a whole bunch of guys for their AHL team for like $750,000. It was a lovely day. It was like, hey, it was a great day of, hey, I've heard that name. Hey, I've heard that name too. Great. Be great in Laval. That's great. And there was all kinds of the one thing that took up the day for Habs Twitter on the first day of free agency was Renaud Lavoie, who's like, it's not like a rumor mill kind of guy on Twitter. He's literally like one of the most respected guys. I think he was RDS. I think he's now TVA, the French rights holder in Quebec for hockey. Was saying that there was a trade that was in place since the draft that just needs to go through and will go through as soon as free agency opens. It never happened, which everybody thought was really weird. And then there kept being buzz, and it's built into the Habs are almost certainly in on Pierre-Luc Dubois at the moment.
Yes.
He's done everything to tank his value. In a trade. His agent most recently came out last night and said he wants to play, or he'll only play for the Canadiens. I don't know which it was, but so now we're in the situation of Winnipeg knows in 2 years he's walking.
Yeah, they don't want to lose him for nothing.
They don't want to lose him for nothing, and they could trade him somewhere else. But now every other team in the league is like, all right, well, we're gonna lose him in 2 years then. Like, no, we'll trade you something, but we're not going to give you that much. And then now the Habs are like, I mean, we'll trade you something, but we're not like,
because what's the point?
He's going to come to us for free in 2 years. So that is just a whole interesting, which it's been insane. It's been insane to see the Winnipeg hockey Twitter propose trades that
those.
They've all been including Suzuki and I'm like, man, you have no leverage. You have absolutely zero leverage. You're not getting anything good in whatever happens.
Not only does he's clearly he's gonna go there no matter what. Like, you don't have to give up anything good for him. He's also not performed that well.
Yeah, in Winnipeg, he's struggled a bit.
Like, his
So,
value is at an all-time low, unfortunately.
like,
Or
so it's
fortunately.
how much do you? Because also, the longer they wait to trade him, the even lower the value is going to get. Because then, if they do it next offseason, any other team's going to be like, "Oh, what? So we get him for a year
1
before he
year,
goes
yeah.
to Montreal?" So, like, I don't know. And there was a lot of fairly substantiated reporting that he went to the draft floor in Montreal expecting that he would be going there
And you
in a
just
trade
stay?
that day,
Oh.
and it didn't happen.
Ah.
So I don't know. There's a lot of smoke around that,
Hmm. The Doc
but
trade.
nothing's happened.
He thought he
The
was gonna be
Doc.
Kirby Doc.
Oh yeah, maybe.
You know what?
Um,
I kind of like that though, Ben, because I mean Ken Hughes so far, if Winnipeg was like, hey, yeah, we want this and this, and he was like, yeah, okay,
because like literally,
why
why?
rush it when, why exactly?
I
So
have no
that, at least
reason to
that's
give
kind
you
of good.
anything good. He's told
Yeah,
me that he's coming here in 2 years. I have no like 2 years.
yeah,
2 years from now, when we're trying to kind of rebuild, and hey, if we kind of suck and get Connor Bedard next year, all the better, kind of thing. Like, no. And it's been hilarious what I've been seeing people tweet like, "Oh yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna need to get Nick Suzuki coming back." I'm like, okay, you're gonna keep Pierre-Luc Dubois then, because no. But so that was the biggest story probably going around Habs Twitter as of late.
Okay, so
Uh,
here's how it shakes out as well. Uh, Last year, Suzuki, 61 points.
yeah,
Uh, PLD, 60.
yeah. Which 60,
I mean, it's
61
even,
points on
but
a dog shit
that's what I'm
Habs team when
saying.
he
That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
wanted to do literally everything.
That's what I'm
Which, not
saying.
that Winnipeg was great last year either, but they were better. They were better than the Habs. Everybody
Yeah.
was better than the Habs.
At least Winnipeg had Connor Hellebuck.
No, you're not going to get back a guy of equal or maybe even a little better value when the person that is being traded for is literally saying he's going to come here in 2 years anyway. Like,
Yeah,
no, I don't know. So I don't know what Cheveldayoff's going to fucking do there. Like, he's not in a great spot trade wise, because there's no way he's going to get good value on that, no matter where he goes. Ships him off to another team, he's not going to get good value because the team's gonna be like, okay, he's going to the Habs. And
I think you just gotta get rid of him quickly
yeah,
and get just as much as you possibly can.
yeah.
yeah.
It's not gonna be
So
a
that's
lot, but it's as
yeah. So that's gonna be interesting to watch.
Do you want him?
Only because he's been doing all this trying because he wants to go to, like, yes, there's he's requested trades out of places, but it's become very clear it's because he wants to go to Montreal.
Didn't he want to go to Winnipeg?
He wanted out of Columbus, and
Yeah, he
and
just wanted out of Columbus more
wanted out
so
of
than.
Columbus.
He
More than
seems
anything.
like a whiny bastard to me.
I mean, yeah, he's got a bit of that, but
Dude, you're getting paid millions of dollars to play hockey. Stop whining.
and he wants to come and be awesome in Montreal. I'm not used to people wanting to come to Montreal, so this is just nice.
I mean, I know why he wants to, because they're shaping up to be good when he's
In
going to
like
be at his
2 to
prime.
3 years. Yeah. Yeah.
So I
It
understand
makes
why he wants to
sense.
go, but it also seems like everywhere he goes, he's like, I don't like it here. I don't like it.
Which I mean,
Like, what if he
nobody
has a
really
bad
likes
year?
going out to
What if he has a
Winnipeg.
bad year in his first year in Montreal?
I
What?
mean, sure, anything could happen,
I don't
but
like it
he's
here.
still such a
Wait.
solid fucking center.
Weren't
I don't know
people
French.
Weren't people tweeting when
does.
he went
Does he?
from Columbus to
Yeah, he
Winnipeg?
is fairly certain he's from Quebec.
What? No, it's his dad's in Winnipeg.
Pierre-Luc Dubois?
It's a French.
Weren't
It is
they,
a French name.
Guys, weren't they
Extremely French
tweeting
name.
when he went from
Oh yeah, he is born
Columbus?
from Quebec. Yep.
Yeah, Senegal. Anyway, Eric.
Yeah, when he went from Columbus to Winnipeg, weren't people tweeting, he went from Columbus to the Canadian Columbus?
Yeah.
Like, so it kind of, if he was whining in Columbus, it makes sense.
Is
he'd
that
probably
the
feel
smallest
same
market
way
up
in
there?
Winnipeg.
Yeah, by far. And also, that whole locker room has been a fucking shitstorm for like the last 2 to 3 years from everything that's come out of there. So
It
Doesn't
was
shock me.
it was kind of bad even when Buffalian was there.
Well, I think he just
Ugly.
kind of got old and was like, "Hey, yeah, no, I'm going home to just hunt." And I think he likes fishing. So he's just gonna go home and do that and make his millions. That I think he still is because he still has the contract. But I think I don't know. That might be done by now. I might be talking out my ass. But so there was all the Pierre-Luc Dubois drama. But then yesterday, they after just all of the talk about it in the world, like we've been hearing about this coming for fucking months now. They shipped Jeff Petrie out of town
Yep.
to Pittsburgh along with
Yep.
Ryan Paling. And in return, get back Mike Matheson and a next fourth round pick from next year. Which on the surface isn't the best because Jeff Petrie's a far better player than Mike Matheson. But then you look at the fact that Jeff Petrie's mid-30s now, had a year left on his deal, requested a trade out, and probably wasn't going to be signing back with you. You come into the not very much leverage situation in a trade where, yeah, obviously you're probably going to get back a little less for a guy who requested all that jazz. But in return, and they sent out Ryan Paling, who he had a really great debut.
Yep.
And
I remember that.
He had a really great debut. He hasn't really been able to establish himself really in any way. Maybe he will in Pittsburgh. He probably will because that's what happens with forwards. They just take anybody and turn him into a great winger for Crosby or Malkin. So it wouldn't shock me. But if he does, good for him. They do get back a guy who, in Mike Matheson, is, I believe, a great deal younger than Jeff.
Great deal younger.
He's locked in for I think another 4 years at about $4 million. And after the season he just had with Pittsburgh, which admittedly it was Pittsburgh, much better team, but he had in 70 some odd games, I believe he had somewhere around 30 points as a defenseman. Really broke out from everything I was seeing from Pittsburgh players. Was a strong, just sort of second pair presence. They needed to get back a guy who, because like the plan is to go mostly young guys this year on D and get some guys in and play, but you can't just trot out 4 young. Like you can't have just a top pair, which the top pair of experienced guys, which I don't think it would even be a top pair because I think they're both right D, would have been David Savard and Joel Edmondson.
That could be.
And then
Edmondson is the lefty, so they could do that.
Yeah, I don't want them to because that would be a dog shit pairing. They're both very slow. But
how old is Petrie?
Petrie is
Matheson is 28.
Jeff Petrie is, I believe, 33, 34.
Oh, okay. Matheson's 28.
Jeff Petrie is 34.
Dang, he's older than I thought.
Matheson's
28.
28. Got a few more years under.
4 more years at 4.8.
It's a little expensive.
But yeah, that's not bad.
They saved a bit of money in getting the Petrie contract out. They saved, I think it was like $1.2 million, which freeing that up allowed them to come back around to Rem Pitlick, who they had they didn't qualify him with an RFA deal because something to do with his arbitration rights. Like with the way it would have gone, they probably would have ended up having to maybe pay him like 2.5 mil a year, which wasn't going to be feasible. But then he went to the UFA market, didn't really get anything, I guess, and they brought him back for 2 years, 1.1 mil a year. Very manageable. He had a really decent statistical year last year on a shit fucking team. Let me see if I can find the.
I know you're talking about Pitlick, but I would like to say something about Matheson real quick. So I know a lot of people were kind of like about the trade.
Yeah.
But Jeff Petrie, when he was like, in his prime of the Canadians, he would always walk the blue line really well and shoot, right? He always had a great shot. And Matheson has played the Islanders in the playoffs. I've seen him play.
Does he do that kind of stuff?
And he does. He skates the puck very well. Very well. He's mobile.
I need more of that.
And yes, and exactly. And I was always like, who is this guy number 5? Because he always pisses me off. Because he would always hit, like, crush people into the boards. And he always wanted the puck. He always wanted to shoot it. would try stretch passes. He would so again, puck moving, mobile defenseman, hard nosed, gets into the corners. I I think it's good. I think
So he's
all of the tools are there. I just hope he flourishes in Montreal.
in my eyes, he's essentially going to be the sort of in between for as they're bringing up their core of young defense, which is they have a shitload of defensive prospects
awesome.
right now.
Yes,
which is a good place to be, but you can't just throw them to the wolves every goddamn night. You need some dudes. So they needed to get a defenseman back in this, which Kent Hughes said in his press conference they weren't comfortable not getting somebody back that could play D for them because they needed bodies. So I think I don't know. I think it's not like I think a lot of Habs Twitter got really spoiled when he got a first-round pick for Ben Sherratt and really immediately like, what the fuck? You didn't get a first-round pick for a guy that asked to get traded out of here and is only got a year left and is 35 already? What do you mean? And I'm like, I mean, no, guys, but they got a pretty decent player that's going to be a really good
Yeah.
It's not like a huge win of a trade, but it's just kind of like it's a trade.
Yeah. It's a trade.
Does the job. Does the job.
All right. You got anything else big?
No, because there hasn't been dog shit else. So
that's
that's literally all that's happened. I mean, I don't know. There's been rumblings about different guys maybe getting traded out, but much like I mean, I was always like this is Bergevin too, but I feel like Bergevin and Lamoriello are more of the same in terms of they don't let anything get out, and they're never gonna let anything get out. And if someone gets out, fuck you, you're fired, kind of thing. Ken Hughes has been very he's been transparent and like has been really good with me and everything, but there's not been a lot in the way of leaks that's gotten out.
Right.
He's been pretty airtight. So I mean, you hear about some stuff, but like nothing too crazy.
All right. So to end this off, what are you thinking the Habs need to do before the puck drops next season? Or are they done? Then you just ride out with this team.
I think they're still focused on trying to get one of those fucking shitty, like one of the Bergevin boat anchors out of there, whoever it may be. If they can find somebody who wants Mike Hoffman, maybe if you retain like 25% or something, get him out of they're focused on making space at the moment.
Okay.
And then, I mean, if a PLD trade happens, that might happen too. It seems like there's far too much smoke there. Like the Athletic, even their Montreal guy and their Winnipeg guy got together and like put together all of the different rumblings they had heard, and like it seems like there's something there may happen. So there's that. We still gotta hear what's happening with Carey because we still don't know.
Yeah.
So their goalie situation is still a little in flux. I know they tendered an offer to Sam Montembeault to come back, so he might be there. I think the benefit of if you hear Carey is back, you maybe are a little more able to trade Jake Allen, but I also don't think it's a great idea to do that with how in flux Carey's kind of situation seems to be right now. So I honestly think Jake Allen's going to stay there unless somebody really puts some kind of offer in that's like just
really
too obviously good to not take.
Yeah.
I honestly think that is not going to be that much more happening.
Okay.
I think it's mostly going to be riding it out with what we got here because they're trying to get a bunch of young guys in there to learn next year, and on the side, kind of be like, if we don't win that many games, Connor Bedard.
Yeah, he's waiting there for you.
Oh, although maybe they'll find some different fucking European winger. Did great in 2 tournaments next year too. So yeah, that's the Habs.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go now.
Or just my last envy. What does it look like to you guys on the outside for them?
I mean, it looks like they're rebuilding. That's what it looks like.
Ben. Honestly, it looks like to me they're just doing all the right things. Like I think you've been saying this pretty much every episode, but I like the direction they're moving with the style of play they're looking for. I think you still cannot underestimate how awesome it is to have Marty St. Louis as a coach. That's super great. That's super great. And Yeah, I'm excited to watch them. I honestly am excited to watch them. Again, I'm not expecting like, oh, they're gonna make the playoffs. They're immediately yada yada. But I'm excited to watch the Habs be Marty St. Louis.
Yeah,
I
I'm
gotta
not
bring
going to
that
say
up.
anything definitive because I don't want to curse them, but like they're likely not going to set an NHL record for man games lost to injury. Likely not saying anything definitive that's going to jinx it here. They're likely not going to have like. There was a couple weeks where they had so many guys down on the COVID list where they genuinely had ECHLers play a couple games on the roster last year, just ran like in the it was a dog shit year. It's not going to be that bad this year. They're probably not going to be very good, but they're going to at least have a reason to watch every night. So that's
Oh, that's
nice.
good. Yeah, Yuri Slavkovsky.
Slavkovsky.
That's your reason to watch.
It's interesting. I don't know. It sounds like he's going to start in North America, but it's unsure of whether
Oh, okay.
that's in the A or in the NHL.
Okay.
But yeah,
All right. Well, is it my turn?
Tampa Bay. Your
Mike,
turn.
Okay.
what are the 2 letters on your hat?
TB, baby.
Bring us in, buddy.
That's right.
Bring us in.
I'm wearing this because the Rays are on a bit of a heater.
Oh.
And they've beaten the Orioles, who won 11 games in a row. They snapped their streak. Yeah, the Orioles. I don't know. They've got good all of a sudden.
Orioles were ass.
They sucked ass last year. They were terrible. But all of a sudden, the same exact team, they're good this year. I don't know. But they've beaten them twice in a row. So, boom.
Well, good for them.
Okay, so the Lightning, obviously coming off their cap situations, Palat's, looking for a raise, whatever. There's no cap space. So free agent signings, Tampa Bay brings in Ian Cole from Carolina. No trade, obviously, just a signing. 1 year, $3 million. They bring Nemesnikov back. 1 year, $2.5 million. Both of those, I'm kind of like, man, that seems like a lot. Seems like
it's a year.
It is only a year, so that's why it's like whatever. It's a year.
Yeah. It is.
But like 2.5 for Nemesnikov. I like the guy, but like 2.5.
Should be making
really?
any more than 1.5, and that
he's not
like a $750,000 to like $1 million kind of guy in my eyes. But
I mean, we'll see. Someone's got to slot in for Palat. My thought was that was going to be Nick Paul. It probably still will. But we'll see. We'll see. Ian Cole, whatever. He's going to be.
He'll be a third pairing guy probably.
Yeah, he'll be. He's coming
to
replace Ruda, I think, or
yeah. Sorry, I was gonna say. You remember when Savard came in and just like is throwing these passes? It's gonna be Ian Cole. It's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah, I remember one pass.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to bring that up then.
But they also brought in Hayden Fleury for
That's interesting.
It's barely over league min. It's like 762,000, I think.
Yeah, that's a fine.
So it's like whatever. Yeah. So we'll see. Is he righty? Is he a righty?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so he's probably Ruda's replacement.
If he doesn't work out, he's gonna be a great Syracuse crunch.
Yep.
I have a question for you. Is Cal Foote another defenseman that you guys have?
And he's a big righty. His big problem is that he's slower than fucking molasses, and it doesn't work in today's NHL game.
So, bringing in Fleury is probably younger, probably faster.
Yes. Yeah. Fleury, I think, is fat. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see.
I have very limited knowledge of him, but I know he's mobile.
Good. We like mobile D-men here in the South. All right, but hey, I'm south of you, you bastard.
I mean, yeah. Most people are in the U.S. Anyway.
All right,
you're south of me too, technically.
So they had a few free agent signings, but their big thing was the re-signings or the extendings.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you guys remember, but before the season was done, I was like, this next season is the last year on Cirelli, last year on Sergachev, and last year on Chernak's deal, or Cernak. I don't know how to say it. I say Chernak. That's how I'm gonna say
I
it.
say Chernak too.
I've heard both.
I've heard a lot of Cernak, and I don't like it, so I'm saying it the other way.
There you go.
So I was like, next season's kind of it, because my guess is we're losing one of these guys. I guess we're not.
No.
At least
You're
not
losing
for
Palat.
at least not for nothing. Yep, we're losing Palat. So the Chernak extension is 8 years. They're all 8 years. All 3 extensions 8 years. This is the next core. You're looking at the next core for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
There we go.
Chernak, $5.2 million a year, 8 years. Shutdown D-man. I think he's 24, so he could very well like adapt and improve his offensive ability.
He's only 24.
I think he's only 24. He's young. He's
massive.
He's big. He's a big bastard, dude.
Dude, I'm 25. Eric Chernak could eat me as a meal.
Dude, Sergachev is 24. They're giant, man. Listen, they grow them different over there.
They do. Continue on with your holy shit.
But yeah, so I'm good with that deal. That's a good deal. Now that McDonough's out, he's probably our best shutdown D-man. He's a righty. So I got nothing to complain about there. This is probably the best deal that I've seen is Cirelli. 8 more years after this next one at 6.25.
He's like
This is our Bergeron. This is our Bergeron that doesn't score as much.
he's like like a slightly more offensive Dano.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, there you
Although
go.
Dano
I like
popped up this year, but yeah, I feel like
I would say that. So I'm real happy about that one. It's 8 more years at $6 million, especially with like the way the cap situation is going to be, like coming in the next few years.
That contract's going to age beautifully, I think.
Oh yeah,
that'll be nice.
It will be.
The one that it kind of worries me is the Sergachev one, but
yeah,
I don't know.
It does for me too. But if like they're saying the cap goes up in 2025, if it goes up like a big 10 million jump, then it's like there it is right there. Fine. Who cares? Mm-hmm. But listen, he's the highest paid D-man next season. He'll be the highest paid D-man on the roster,
So
even above Hedman. So,
which
he's got to start earning it.
But
you got to stop cross-checking people, taking stupid penalties.
Yeah.
Him and Kucherov both they have moments where if they get angry enough, it's not good for the team.
It's a Russian thing, yeah. But yeah, so I was pretty excited to see all that, and it's gonna make next off season also interesting because then I think we're gonna have a whole lot of money tied up in. It's not quite Toronto level, but it's getting there. So it's gonna be the real interesting thing is in. Let me look at cap friendly. The real interesting thing is gonna be whatever season. It's going to be interesting 2024-25 when Stamkos comes off the books and then 25-26 when Hedman comes off the books. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of offers they get or if I don't see them getting traded at a deadline deal just because they're bolts and they've been bolts. Yeah. I don't see them and I guess people probably said that about Giroux. But I also think that Tampa is going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, it'll depend on where the team's at that point. Yeah. But they shouldn't be doing that poorly.
I would assume they'll be in the playoffs.
I mean, unless you get like a year-ending injury with Vasi or something.
Oh man.
I think that'd be the one thing.
Thank God he does yoga or whatever he does.
The one year that intrigues me with Tampa is honestly not this coming season, but the season after, because that's when a lot of those extensions kick in.
Yeah.
And you will have 2 $9.5 million contracts, one $8.5 million contract, one 7.8. Oh, yeah, 2 8.5. Yep. Those going down to defense. One 7.875 and one 5.2.
Hence what you said about getting into Toronto level.
That's because they all sign fairly team friendly ones, but even if you sign too many of those,
you put them together.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and I hate to say it because I love this guy, longest tenured Bolt on the on the roster. Alex Killorn's nearly 4.5 will be coming off
That's
the
helpful.
books, and
Yeah.
he's not going to be there for the same amount.
Yeah.
He's going to either have to take a discount or retire.
How many more years?
Next year.
Oh, just next year.
One more.
Okay.
He's got one more.
Honestly,
might get traded out.
That I could see. They could pull
modified no
trade. I think
trade.
it was Dallas that did it because they sold it. Didn't they sell at the deadline and then made the 2020 bubble, and then I think they sold a couple. Or there was somebody who did that. But it'd be intriguing to see if like Tampa's in a spot they could probably maybe make the playoffs, but then somebody still just really wants Killorn, and they're just like.
Could see it.
I mean, yeah, like
this could be. You're right. This could be one of the rare times that a team making the playoffs sells.
Because didn't they make it to the Cup final without him scoring a goal this year?
Yeah, he didn't. He never scored a goal.
So
and he had like 4 assists. I love him, but he did next to nothing.
Somebody wants him back. Then
yeah, true that. But yeah, that'll be. Yeah, that coming off the books will help. It's gonna be interesting. It is gonna be interesting.
How do you feel about your boys coming out of this, though?
They're gonna be fine as long as they got Vasi back there. They still got the core. Philip Myers is a right-handed D. I'm just seeing that, so we now have more right-handed Ds than we do left. We have a bunch that can do both. Actually, that's cool. Aiden Fleury's both, Sergachev's both, Ian Cole's both. So they're gonna be a good team.
Yeah.
I think they'll be the same spot they were this year. They'll be like second, third in the division. Hopefully. I don't think they'll win. I don't think they want to win. But yeah. And as far as what I want to see them do before the next season starts, nothing. I get.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say move Killorn, but like, if somebody's gonna give you something nice for him, sure. But I don't think anybody will. But
they gotta just go to the beach and throw a football around as a team.
Yes,
like they did in the playoff.
Yes.
Call up
That
Chuck,
was hilarious.
see if he wants Killorn.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Which I think we should get to. Okay, can we talk after Lightning? Can we talk Flyers?
Well, I'm done. So
okay.
yes.
So what the fuck are the Philadelphia Flyers doing?
I guess we're just jumping right into this.
They are sucking. That's
like,
it. I'm done. That's
that's same. I agree. Great point, Mike. Great point.
They're making shite moves. And it's not even. They're not even. I don't even know.
They don't make sense.
It's like Chicago. It's like Chicago. We want to rebuild, but we're gonna get rid of all of our young good players first.
Okay, but at least like with Chicago, there's a couple aspects of where like I think he's to a degree they're kind of trying to get force out like
I get that, yeah.
Tainting
Kays.
Trying to get those guys to leave, and then also I think they're just trying to crater themselves into the earth next year because next year is a strong draft, and I mean that's one way to do it. I would argue the one real good example of that was when Buffalo did it to try to get McDavid. They ended up getting Jack Eichel, and then they traded away so much that it mired them in what they've been in.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe don't go too far that direction, but Chicago seems to be saying yes, go that far in that direction, and here we are.
Philly, on the other hand, is just being weird.
Philly, like they're
right
trying to do stuff. Are
Ben's
they not?
Gonna sum up the Flyers right now.
You're gonna sum them up. Go. I'm sorry.
No. Sorry. I thought you actually.
I don't have anything.
I'll sum them up.
Trying to find something.
Okay.
They are a team that it seems like they're like, we can do this, guys. We could totally do this. But they very can't. And the only people who don't know that is them.
So
that's what I see. I see Chuck Fletcher's like, the cup is ours. No.
I was thinking about this. Today. The Flyers, when they're all healthy, top 4 D pairings. You got Rasmus Ristolainen, not pairings, just top four
Top 4
defensemen.
D-men, yeah.
You got Rasmus Ristolainen, my favorite Flyer. You got Tony DeAngelo.
My
You got
favorite
Ryan
flyer.
Ellis. You got Ryan Ellis, and you got Provorov.
Oh shit! Yeah.
On paper, that's like, wow. When those guys are healthy, okay,
no, not even.
Like no, well, and that's the point I'm getting to. But then you look at what are their strengths, right? When you actually look into it analytically,
It's all offensive end, sort of.
yeah. And you have a struggling Carter Hart in net, and that's what you've assembled in front of him.
I'm just waiting for the day that they do a Risto Tony D pairing.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for the day because
they're gonna that'll be a power play. That'll be a power play.
Out of all,
that might be fine, but I think they're gonna try it at even strength, and it's gonna be hilarious.
Guys, that's what they talked about. I think on SDPN, that's what they talked about. Ristolainen and DeAngelo are power play specialists.
Yeah.
So who's going to be on the first power play? Are they going to have two? I guess they'll probably have two defensemen
for a while.
I was gonna say I don't think Provorov's a defensive stalwart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't really know much about Provorov. I know he's pretty good.
I remember
him out of all the
Do you guys remember? Ben, you remember that one sick move he pulled in OT against the Canadians?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was nice.
That hurt. Yeah,
Chuck Fletcher saw that move, and his analytical system was that one move earns you $5 million a year. Congratulations.
Yep. Yeah, probably something like that.
The dude's making 6.7 right now.
It's just like you can't. Like I'm tired. You can't say like, and that's the thing. That was my point I was making. You look at it on paper, but you can't just be like, wow, pretty good on paper. Like you're a GM. Like, what are you bringing him players to do? What are their roles? What is the system? What is the structure? What is the identity of the team that you're trying to make? And it's just not there. Just not there at all.
Yeah. It's the biggest.
They need to watch Moneyball.
The other thing was Gaudreau, like, straight up was like, I want to go to Philly. Like, everything I've been seeing is like he grew up cheering for them, like he wanted to go there, whatever. And then in Chuck Fletcher's post like free agency press conference or whatever, he was like, "Oh yeah, we were never really in on that. The cap just wasn't there." And I'm like, hey, I wonder why the cap wasn't there, my dude. Like
probably because you signed Tony DeAngelo to 2 years, $5 million a year.
You signed Risto to $5 million a year. You still have
JVR.
Like apparently they didn't want to pay what they needed to get rid of JVR.
Dude, you got to do that. Come on.
No, man, it's too hard.
Your team sucks.
Come on. That would take work.
This is the perfect example. This is the perfect example of sometimes doing nothing is the best way to do something because
they did a lot and none of it was good.
Yeah, and it's terrible.
Yeah. So Johnny Gaudreau really wanted to go here. They were like, yeah, we don't want to do our job.
Basically, yeah.
To make room for you, so go away.
Philly hockey Twitter has been a firestorm for the last week. It's been kind of hilarious. I mean, just looking at it from the outside, it's also kind of sad. Like, it's been rough.
Well, do we want to talk about where Gaudreau went then?
So let's go into that.
Which,
yeah. In the 11th hour. Not really.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah, it was.
No part of me saw that coming.
Me neither. I was like, Columbus? What?
Yeah.
Johnny Gaudreau did choose the Columbus Blue Jackets. And he signed a $9.7 million contract.
Is it 7? Dang.
Each year for 7 years.
7 years.
So 9.75 a year. 7 years.
Interesting.
I mean, it's a pretty good deal. I'm surprised it was under 10, but
it seems to be that the money wasn't the main aspect.
No, it was not.
I don't know.
He wanted back into the States.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Columbus definitely isn't there yet. I guess maybe he saw something in their younger guys.
Cole Sillinger was a bright spot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And something about they're always pesky. Like they will always put up a fight. They're probably not going to be the best team on the, but like they'll always go out there and try their asses off as a team, and that gets them into places sometimes. Like they sometimes get in the spot where they might make like an 8th seed spot, kind of playoff spot kind of thing. It wouldn't shock me. I could see that happening. It would take a lot of things going right, but I don't know. It came so far out of nowhere. Like I had been watching like Twitter all day, and then see Elliot Friedman tweet out at like 5 p.m. just like, looks like Gaudreau to Columbus, and I'm like, sorry, okay, sure.
They got Jake Bean. What a name!
Good for Johnny. Yeah. I mean, he got his payday. I mean, he could have gotten a bigger payday, but he still got a pretty good payday. Yeah. Like when I see that much money, I'm like, I don't know what I would do with that money. Like I'd get a house and then I'd just start buying a lot of hockey jerseys, but then I don't know what else I would start.
I'm putting like 90% of that into SPY, baby.
Into what?
It's just a index fund that tracks the S&P 500.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, no, he got his payday. If he was looking for a cup, I don't know if that's the place to go, but I guess he's not. No. So it wasn't really the money or that.
You never know. I mean, the NHL, it changes fast.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
2 to 3 years. Who knows? Maybe they're a contender status in the East and are doing something. But I think it comes down to that signing Gaudreau. Okay, that makes it a lot easier to sign Laine, probably. And from everything I'm hearing, he's gotten a lot happier since that happened. And then once you have both Gaudreau and Laine maybe locked up long term, guys on the free agent market see that, and they're like, "Oh, hey, yeah."
It's like a snowball.
I forgot to mention that. With the Isles. It's incentivizing Laine to come to the Islanders when Johnny Gaudreau now plays for the current team that Laine's on is going to make things a bit more.
Yeah, it doesn't. Not quite.
I did want to say something about Columbus, though. I think this is it was random. I was like, oh, okay, Columbus, whatever. Yeah. But first off, Columbus, whenever they're in the playoffs, I know you can make fun of them, first round exit, yada, yada. Yes, I know they swept the Bolts that one year and then immediately got decimated by the Bruins. But their playoff atmosphere and their fans are so awesome. The city seems super awesome. The canon, the passion for the sport, it's great. And the fact that they have Johnny Gaudreau now, a star player, and it's almost, when you have a Johnny Gaudreau, it's almost like not a wake-up call, but kind of a wake-up call. If I don't know who their GM is, Columbus, I'm so sorry.
Oh, Jarmo Kekalainen.
Yes. He now, over like the next few years, is going to have to do stuff, right, in free agency. So Columbus is going to be a team to keep an eye on, because it's like, okay, he's going to keep making moves. Yeah, he's going to make moves. So I'm excited to see what will Columbus try to do with the Johnny Gaudreau on their roster. Yeah, like what will they become? What will they build around him? And that excites me because Columbus is a fun team. So, and shout out to the Nasher. Shout out to the Nasher. If you guys follow the Nasher, he's a Columbus fan.
He's
so good for him.
Yeah. Screw him.
No, I don't know. I've always kind of had a soft spot for Columbus. They're like. They've always been a bit of a pest team, and
yeah, they suck.
Except for 1 year.
No. I got a question though. Is this is their first real big fish that they've reeled in from UFA?
Yeah.
Right? They've not ever really gotten anything bigger.
The other biggest signing was Nathan Horton a while back.
How did they get Artemi?
They traded to get Panarin in one of the most lopsided trades.
Yeah,
Brandon Saad was
to the Blackhawks.
Yeah, Brandon Saad was the main, because Taves and Kane wanted their buddy back.
It was a bad trade.
It was like all but confirmed that was the only reason. Like they were like, yeah, we want Brandon back.
It's the best trade ever for me.
Here, have this future All-Star for Brandon Saad.
Yeah, which, I mean, hey, Brandon Saad's a good player, but holy fuck, man.
Yeah. Well, all right, where do you guys want to go next? Now, I have a giant list of free agents that we...
Let's mention Ottawa first, because we skipped them in the fray of things.
Okay. So the Sens. The Sens have had the busiest of all off seasons so far.
Yeah.
Which by last episode, we had talked about DeBrincat, I think.
The DeBrincat trade had happened. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But then since then, the day after, I believe, was the Matt Murray trade.
So let's talk about the Sens and transition into the Maple Leafs.
Okay.
I think we should do that.
So we'll just mention the Matt Murray first then and just say Matt Murray to the Leafs, along with the fourth round pick.
Third round pick.
Oh, it was third. Sorry.
No,
Third round
one
pick.
of each. One of each.
Oh, okay. One of each. For future considerations, don't get anything back, which I don't think they were, because the main aspect of that was they're trying to get out from under Matt Murray.
Matt Murray's expensive contract. 25% retained.
It would have taken a first rounder to get rid of if he hadn't declined that trade to Buffalo. That's been heavily reported on, which is kind of wild. I don't know how you get from that to Anyway, also I don't know how Toronto doesn't then get more out of that. Maybe because it's Toronto and Ottawa's not gonna. I don't know.
Who knows?
Anyway, they get out from under Matt Murray, which I think they were kind of looking to do. Just the whole Matt Murray experience has not really gone the way anybody wanted there. So I think they're fine with that. And then in turn, Philip Gustafson, I believe. Is it Philip, the first name?
Yep.
To Minnesota for Cam Talbot. And now Cam Talbot and Anton Forsberg, who had been really strong last year, are going to kind of form a tandem, which I love.
Dude,
in terms of their goalie situation,
I like everything about the Sens except their defense.
Yeah. Yep. Which is the thing they're reported to be still working on. They're still looking to try to get somebody else in, because that's very true. They got jack shit. I mean, they have a bunch of young, promising guys, but like it's the same situation as the Habs, where you can't just have Thomas Chabot and his band of merry men and just hope for the best and it's going to be fine. Especially because they very clearly now are looking to be competitive with all the things they've been doing. Because we didn't mention
including
Claude Giroux coming there for 3 years. I think it was like somewhere around $6 million, right? Which I feel like is affordable for him. 3 years, 6.5.
That's
or I feel that might just
Giroux.
be just right. Yeah,
that's
like that seems good. So they do that and then follow that up with extending Josh Norris to 7 years and about $7.5 million a year, I think.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's not bad. Yeah. There you go. And then they've
gave him the Nick Suzuki special.
Yep. And they got
7.
It's literally like an almost identical contract. It's weird. So actually, it might have been 8 years because it was an extension. But Mike, yes.
And then they got Tkachuk, DeBrincat, Stützle. Their top 6 forwards are.
Their top 6 forwards is solid.
Oh dear.
It's really solid, which is annoying.
They're gonna put some butts in seats. That's for sure.
They will. Yeah. And all the reporting I was seeing, like in the Athletic out of Ottawa too, is like their ticket sales have jumped so hard over the last couple months. Because first you get the arena announcement, you get all these kind of things going. You get the Pierre Maguire firing.
That was the best.
You get all these additions. Like, yeah, it's gonna cause some excitement, and that's good for them. I mean, it's more fun when Ottawa's more. I don't know what's the word I'm thinking of.
More competitive and not
competitive, but I wasn't even thinking of competitive. Like
relevant.
Yeah, like relevant at all to the league. Like I mean, not that the Habs have been particularly over the last few years, but I mean, I guess they made a cup final. But like, Ottawa, when they're good, it's fun. Like I do remember had some fun series with them back in the day when the Habs were also in their early 2010s run of teams, and it's fun when they're good.
Yeah,
guys, with this top 6. I think we all need to go see him in person.
Dude,
Nick.
I want to go see a Sens.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Easily.
I really want to.
We got to do that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put that on the list for this.
It's like what, like an hour 45, 2 hour drive from Burke or something?
I think it's 2 hours from there. Yeah.
So Nick, if you're watching this, leave a comment down below if you want to go see the Sens in person. Yes or no will do.
Yes or no will do, but the answer will be yes.
If we can find like a Saturday game against Montreal or something.
Oh, imagine. That'd be pretty sick, eh? Yeah, so I'm looking forward. I'm gonna watch some Sens games, I think, because
it's gonna be both will be
fun to watch
by default, Mike, because they're in our division, so we'll get a lot of them. But no, they should be a good team to watch.
Hell yeah!
Now we're gonna move on to another Canadian team, the biggest Canadian team.
Yeah,
the Toronto Maple Leafs.
What the fuck is Toronto doing?
Listen, they listen.
It's a good start.
I think that they are so cap strapped that there's like things that they couldn't do. Because you know what I saw? I did the math, and they're paying was 4.6. They're paying Murray a year,
Mhm.
so 4.6 cap hit. And then I was like, Campbell's only making 5, so I was like,
Mhm.
they could afford Murray at 4.6, but not 5 million for Campbell. But then I was like, Campbell's older. He's not as
Yeah.
established. He hasn't proved as much.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but at the same time,
My when it comes down to this, my thing was never if you weren't gonna get Murray, keep Mrazek or not keep get rid of Mrazek. Good job, you did that too.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good.
Not keep like Campbell. What's his
Campbell,
first name?
Jack Campbell.
Jack Campbell.
Jack. I couldn't think of his first name. Not necessarily keep him, but do something else. Like of all the goalies that were on the market, I don't think Murray was the answer, man.
I think
And I don't know.
I think their eye was on Kemper, but I think they soon realized that it was going to be a little too much. And also, I don't think he wanted to go to Canada,
That's
Yeah,
which I
that's
hate
what
to
it.
say, but
Yeah.
that's a very
it's no, it's
prevalent
real.
thought
Yeah,
process.
it's going around for sure. Um, I don't know. Like, I guess, yeah, but like,
They did bring in Samsonov as well, which is a bit
who
better.
also?
1.8. He didn't do great, but it's only
Yeah,
1.8.
It's better than Peter
He's
Mrazek. Sorry,
25 or
just
whatever.
saying.
yeah, it's yeah, and apparently there was a stretch. The thing I kept hearing like on a
The
couple
stretch.
couple Toronto like adjacent shows was like there was apparently a stretch from January into like mid February where Matt Murray was real good or
He
something.
did. He did
But
have a good
like
streak, but like,
we have
yeah.
several years now of him not being good, and this wasn't just in Ottawa where that would be kind of understandable. His last couple seasons in Pittsburgh were not awesome. He did not have a glove hand in that play-in round against Montreal. Like
Mhm.
he could not stop it. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, maybe he'll bounce back. I don't know. It's a hell of a
I
risk, that's for sure.
It is, yeah. Uh, I hope he does well because I feel bad for the guy. He's had a rough couple years. So I mean, he is still making a bajillion dollars, but I hope he bounces back here and at least has some average goaltending.
I think I agree
Yeah.
with that, and I think this is one of the most interesting stories right now in hockey because yeah, he just had so much early success in his career, and goalies are weird. We know this, right? Goalies are very weird. So I am very curious to see. I That's another team like I sort of kind of follow Toronto. Obviously, I kind of had to this year because of Matthews just going off, and
Yeah.
they were winning a lot. So it's like, oh, okay, I guess like what are they doing? What's going on here? But I am very curious to see Toronto like play as a unit this year.
It'll be
With
interesting.
them
They have a
though,
step. So.
I just I don't see how their roster got better
I don't think it did.
because they
Yeah, I
had
don't think
Jack
it did
Campbell
either.
and McKayev going out.
They brought in
They
Calle Yarncroc.
brought in Calle Yarncroc and Victor Mete and Jordy Ben. They're bringing back the 2018-19 Habs blue line, which
Let's go.
is a choice.
And they lost. Didn't Kasha head out as well?
Yeah.
Kasha went to Carolina, which was it. I heard from I think it was 32 Thoughts that he got the offers from Toronto and Carolina were identical, and he went to Carolina, which
Oh
got to sting a little
no!
bit.
Mm.
Oh
So that
no!
happened. They didn't bring back Camp, I
Get
don't
shot
think,
on.
or did they bring
No,
back Camp?
I thought they qualified.
I don't know.
Did they bring back Camp? I'm not seeing it on their like signing like graphics they have on there.
No, I thought they did.
But there's that. They brought in Nicolas Aube-Kubel and Adam Gaudette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think the roster got worse, or at the very least, it's
It's just the
stagnant.
same. It's just the same.
It's
Yeah.
the
Honestly.
same with a huge chance of that goalie tandem not
Risk and net.
being Which the other thing keeps being brought up with them was it was not very good this year either. They had pretty subpar goaltending for most of the year and kept winning. I'm like, okay, but do you want to keep betting on that happening every year?
Yeah.
Like they keep saying that as a defense, and I'm like, all right, that sounds like that's a weird thing that happened and might not happen every year.
Listen, that doesn't work in the playoffs, gentlemen.
Also, that like, which
except for Colorado.
It just struck me. It struck me as a really weird situation. They also look like they won't be bringing back Rasmus Sandin, which was one of their young, promising defensive guys.
He looks great.
They
never gave
contract disputes haven't been going great, and like it sounds like I don't know. They just re-signed Pierre Engvall today to another one.
He wasn't a Sioux Greyhound. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I will say. I will say this real quick, Ben, about Kyle Dubas. Just, I know, man, the cap shit that he's had to deal with.
It was self-imposed.
Is self-imposed and very gnarly, and that's just, God, yeah. Like if you could turn back the clock, right? But is Dubas trying to do stuff in the position that he's in? Yeah. And for my entertainment purposes and for the hockey world, is it like at least kind of interesting? Yeah. So I don't know. It's very weird. Very weird, but
they have 2 more years left in their window.
Yeah.
They have 2. Yeah. Because that's when Austin's gone.
Yeah.
So. You need to do something before then, or else he's not going to stay there.
Yep.
I would argue even if you do something.
Fair.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Austin Matthews' head space is like. I'm not the guy. Like, I don't know what the thought process is. I don't know where all that is. But like, if you don't win a round or 2 in these next 2 years, he's gone.
Yeah. No.
There's no way he's staying after that, especially with how the firestorm that Toronto media will be if they do another 2 years of, So saying all of that. This seems like a really weird offseason to have for a team that is in that much of go now mode.
Mm-hmm. It's because they're stuck.
You're on your last 2 chances, and your answer is Murray Samsonov.
I think that's their only option. That's what I'm. I think they're stuck.
Yep.
They're just stuck because of 11. Listen, Tavares is a great player. $11 million is too much.
Yeah,
it's way too much. He doesn't produce enough for $11 million.
Which I think the argument was always, oh, well, we're going to win in the first 4 to 5 years of that deal. And by then the cap is going to be so high, it's not going to matter. True. But then a pandemic happened.
That's the crazy thing, right? You know how like you look back on contracts that are an overpayment, but the team wins the cup and no one cares? Toronto has just blew it for 5 years in a row, so we've never had the chance to have that conversation. It's just insane. It's crazy. Yeah. There is no other hockey team like the Toronto Maple Leafs, honestly. That is wild. True.
But
like they'll be good, but like I don't know. It's weird. I'm wondering if they got anything else up their sleeve because
I don't think they have the cap space to have anything up their sleeve. They're looking through the couch for money right now, or not for money, but for cap room.
Yeah, and then I've been hearing, the contract to move out is like Muzzin or whatever. I'm like, all right, but who's playing fucking defense for you guys, man?
Morgan Riley. That's it.
He can't. His money comes from his offense.
Yeah.
They got DJ Brody.
Yeah, but listen,
and Mark Giordano.
Listen, there's a lot of places you can go to.
Year-old Mark Giordano.
There's a lot of places you can go to hear people talk about the Leafs. We don't need to do it anymore.
Fair.
You know who I do want to talk about is
we still got
Detroit.
Oh yeah, they did some.
Detroit added a lot. Stevie Y was doing some work. I don't know how I feel about a lot of the moves, but what do you got, Rick?
There's one I laughed pretty hard.
Let's go through we're gonna get to that. Let's go through the best one in my opinion. Andrew Kopp signing.
That was good.
5-year, $5 million. That's awesome.
5 years, that might have been a bit long. I don't know. How old is he?
He's young.
He's not super old, yeah.
Why did I think he was older?
27?
5.62 a year.
28. Okay.
Great signing, I'd say.
Yeah, that's probably good. Holy shit, that contract done jumped His previous contract was $832,000.
Oh, dang.
Wait, that might be wrong. That's just the thing that shows up when I Google it. Let me go to cap friendly.
Okay.
Because that sounds wrong.
In addition to Cop, who did they got a goalie, didn't they?
They got Ville Husso.
Billy Husso, that was it. Yep. So they grab Husso. Also from the. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Also from the St. Louis Blues, in free agency, David Perron comes over.
That was a
greasy
nice value signing. I mean, yeah, there was what happened this year in the playoffs, but like
you'll be throwing elbows at other people.
But he ruined the piece of trivia. You now cannot say that the only team David Perron has ever signed with is the St. Louis Blues. He's been on several teams, but the only team he's ever actually signed a contract with before now
was the Blues.
The Blues. He just gotten traded around a bunch and
that's funny.
Taken in an expansion draft. Yeah. So
2 years, $4.75 million. Stevie Y doing it again. Yeah. Same cap hit for 4 years. Benny, bring it in.
Good old Benny Sherratt. What a guy.
What is that, man? I mean,
good for him. Make that bank.
Yeah, whatever.
We should have seen this coming. We should have seen this coming with Steve Yzerman's previous Dan Girardi blind spot.
That's true.
God,
what?
You know what?
What
no,
is
Calfoot just needs just one really long playoff run with Tampa where he actually gets an elevated role from an injury, and if he cross checks enough dudes, some team's gonna give him $4 million a year. Because you look at that, you look at Eric Goodbranson, you look at there's enough NHL GMs that love a fucking dude that can just cross check and hit the shit out of people.
This is why the fact that it's only a 4-year contract, it's probably not going to be as bad as we think, because as long as the NHL as long as the NHL GMs stay the same freaking dudes, you're going to be able to trade Ben Sherratt. You are. You just
probably
unless he has like the most abysmal,
That's the thing.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I feel like on Detroit though, lower pressure, just go in there and fuck.
He said in an interview that they might pair him with Cider.
Hey,
that would be
he's got to be the
hell of a
guy.
line to play against, in the sense that you physically you would not enjoy that, but Cider would carry the shit out of that line.
Yeah. So I don't understand that contract, but go off, Stevie.
Yeah, it's Stevie Y.
And then this one I wrote down. I was just surfing Twitter on Wednesday, and anything I saw I was putting in here. Kubalik.
Dominic Kubalik.
Did he sign there?
That, yeah.
Yes, he did.
Okay,
that is another great value pickup.
I didn't get the term or anything.
I don't think it was anything crazy, but I'm just like, Chicago, you got to keep some people.
Yeah, Dominic Kubalik was the only guy.
Absolutely do not.
Dominic Kubalik was the only guy who was looked competent on Toronto's, other than the big boys on Chicago
power play.
Jesus.
Yeah,
goddamn, Toronto's haunting me.
Yeah, Kubalik's good.
Yeah. I want to see the term. Let's see, Mike. I'm gonna try to find this for you. Here we go. 2 years, $2.5 million a year.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
You like
that's
that?
Fine.
You like that a lot.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at two new top six guys, I think. Actually, one of those guys might be third line. Kubalik might be on the third line. Perron might be on the third line.
Because you can kind of Perron on a team like Detroit. Perron will probably be second line at least.
Think so? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because they don't have the guys for him to be third line. I don't think. I think he's probably was brought in to do stuff.
Dylan Larkin. You got to think Andrew Kopp will be on one of those top two lines.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bertuzzi, he's a grinder.
But he's pretty good though, isn't he? Scores.
Oh yeah, he got 4 goals against the Lightning.
Yeah.
And guys, a healthy Jacob Vrana.
That'll be something. I don't understand why Washington.
Don't forget Lucas Raymond.
So maybe they won't be. Actually, I don't know.
That's why I was thinking. I was like, they got kind of some
things.
good players.
Yeah, so a lot of them are so I'm thinking like a lot of them are younger, so who knows, maybe whoever's doing well or not well at certain times, they'll move around a bit. I think that'll be a bit of a fluid situation
Yep.
because they're
So
looking to be better, but I think they're still kind of in a figuring things out kind of
Detroit
mode.
Detroit's in the same position as Ottawa in the sense that they built some offensive pieces into their roster, but defensively, uh, Danny DeKeyser and Ben Sherratt.
Danny DeKeyser's still fucking there?
Yep.
Is he?
And
What
after
fucking
that,
contract did Ken Holland sign him to? Because
I don't see
Ken
him on
Holland
here.
did a lot of bad
maybe he's
contracts in
not.
his
Did
time.
he? So those are like your longest tenured NHL guys. I know you have Mo Seider, who's amazing, but
Yeah,
like
reigning
those are your
Calder
longest.
champion or
Yeah.
Calder winner. Champion's a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Calder
So,
Trophy winner.
so that's who's helping out Seider, a Ben Sherratt and a Danny DeKeyser. And after that, you have Philip Hronek and a bunch of Oli Mata.
Oh, this is weird. Listen to this. Mark Pissick.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Position, right
he's
D
everything.
or right wing.
Yeah, he's everything. He's one of the very
Whoa.
rare players left that is a
D/forward.
forward/D. Yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
which I feel like is just a useful guy to have,
Yeah.
no matter what. If you want to just sign him to like 750,000
Oh,
or
yeah.
something,
I think, well, he's at 850,000, so.
I'll say he's not anything. It's fantastic, but he's a good role player to have.
I
Yeah,
could
so-
see Detroit, depending on what happens when we do our way too early picks next season. Detroit is a team I could see being a wild card for me.
Think so.
I think so.
Interesting. Okay.
But we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I mean, the Panthers aren't making it, so
Okay, I'm gonna run through these two real quick. Jan Ruda pieces out, goes to Pittsburgh, 3 years, $2.75 million. That's fine. He'll be okay. I could see him playing. Is Letang a lefty? I could see him playing.
Yeah.
I could see him playing with Letang because he played with Hedman in Tampa. So,
yeah.
I could see him backing him up. And then Palat, the big boy, goes to the Devils. So I feel bad
Those
for
are the
him.
Devils. Great pickup for the Devils, though.
Yeah.
Great pickup for the Devils.
Very nice. $6 million for 5 years is gonna be really shite, I think, in like 3 years.
He's a very around the edges player. He's not like he's very like I feel like he's a very complimentary player. He's not like gonna.
Well, he's complimentary until you get to the postseason, and then he wrecks shit.
But even then, I wonder what they're doing him because like he doesn't scream first line player to me, or has he been playing there?
He's on the first line for the Bolts.
Oh, is he really?
But I mean, it's the Bolts, so like they have like 2 of those.
That's true. Every time I talk to you about like lines and pairings, like your team has been so good for the last few years, where it's like it all is like situational and like kind of you never know kind of thing. I'm like, it must be nice to have a good team.
Palat played with Cooch and Stammer.
Okay, all right. So maybe he's something. Okay, so maybe that's he's gonna be riding shotgun with Jack Hughes or something.
Yeah. So real quick, Palat does get to play with Jesper Bratt, Nico Hischier, Jack Hughes.
He'll be a top 2 line winger for them.
Yeah,
I could see him on the first line for sure.
Yeah.
But no, that's a decent signing. Good signing for them. Good for him getting his money.
Yep.
I wish him all the best of luck.
Yeah.
And we'll miss you.
Yeah.
And we'll always remember that last second goal against the Rangers. Oh!
That
was
was pretty great as an Islanders fan.
I was so hype watching that. Okay, so there's that. Lehkonen sticks with Colorado, $4.5 million for 5 years.
No surprise, that's great. It's a great contract.
Making
and
his
as
money.
a team that's going to be going to the playoffs most likely most years, it's also very good because that's his time.
Yep,
comes alive in the playoffs.
Andre Burakovsky signs with Seattle. That's good for Seattle because they need some goal scoring. Because he's a little injury prone, but we'll see what happens.
That seemed like a big contract. Yeah,
it's kind of a lot.
Yep.
Also, aren't they already kind of paying what's his face, Jaden Schwartz, that was on St. Louis for a while? They're paying him something like that much too, which they're both.
They're getting in. They're starting to do the Islander thing, Eric. They got Yanni
Those are
Gourde there for
they're
5.1
two
too.
very Islander contracts. Oh, three
You know what?
very Islander
I hope
contracts.
this season they did the Islander thing and just underperformed terribly, and I hope next season they actually do something.
Me too.
Please. But yeah, no, they got some kinks to work out.
Yeah, we'll see. Listen, they got Shane Wright's coming up. He's gonna help them out. Maybe not
Yeah.
this year, but in the future.
Yeah. This was a
Trocheck.
big yes. Yep.
That's the one you're going for?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Go for it.
Vinny Trocheck signs with the Rangers for $5.6 million a year for 7 years. 7 years is a bit
Kind of
much.
long.
I don't know. I think that's the one thing. It's like, but I think he adds a lot of If the Rangers are trying to be in the playoffs and do shit in the playoffs, that's a good pickup. So that's really what you're getting him for.
Yeah, for sure.
Good face-off guy, can penalty kill, right? Can contribute offensively. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
I don't
like it as an Islanders fan. I'm gonna hate playing against him. Screw that guy. But
it doesn't make them worse. That's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Especially in the playoffs.
Yeah. And I think the next one, like Robert Thomas, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about him.
That seemed like a lot.
He just got extended. He was very good for them. I think he's super young, and I guess they're just banking on him being even better.
Wasn't that only like 1 year of being really good?
Yes.
He had a breakout season this year.
Okay,
and
man.
Yep. 8 years is a lot. I didn't realize it was 8.1 too.
Yeah, but you got to remember, if the cap's going up.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to look great. You're right.
The cap's jumping up by 10 million. That doesn't matter anymore.
He had a 77-point season this year, which is good. He had 20 goals, 57 assists, 72 games. That's really good. That's a good season.
Yeah, you like that.
The year before, in 33 games, in the shortened 51 game
52.
season? So whatever. 33 games, he had 3 goals and 9 assists.
He had a really off year that year, and I remember he was injured, I think.
Yeah, but then even then, the year before that, 66 games, 10 goals, 32 assists. The year before that, 70 games, 9 goals, 24 assists.
Dang, so he just popped off this year.
They just like what they saw this year, and I think it's gonna continue.
It may.
It very well may.
It's a hell of a bet, though.
You also have to remember too.
Fucking bet.
Robert Thomas first came in with the Blues and their Cup-winning season, and he did very well in the playoffs until Torrey Krug broke his shoulder. You remember that hit?
Oh yeah. In the final,
Torrey Krug broke separated Robert Thomas's shoulder. Remember when Krug lost his helmet and he just before the helmet rule?
That was the hit.
And he just and he charged down the ice. That was on Robert Thomas. Yep.
What a dick.
Yep.
And now he plays with him.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Kind of funny. He's like,
remember when you severed my shoulder, you son of a bitch? In practice, he just levels him.
Yeah.
That's for my shoulder.
No, that's Zach Sanford's job, even though he's not there anymore. He punches the shit out of people in practice.
Didn't he fight Thomas?
Yes. No, he fought someone in wait, was it? Who did he fight? I forget. Whatever. Bortuzzo. Yeah. Freaking Bortuzzo.
Oh, of course it was Bortuzzo.
Oh yeah.
Stanford Bortuzzo. Okay. And then they won the cup. That was a crazy year. That was an
interesting year. That's for sure. I hated that year for the precedent it set, though, because every time any team is doing shit, they're like in January, like, well, hey,
the Blues in 2019.
If we just win everything like they did somehow that 1 year.
Yep. Yeah. Listen, man, it can happen.
That was me with the Islanders.
There was Habs fans saying that this year on Habs Twitter, and I was like, guys.
I was saying it too.
No.
I was saying it about the Isles.
Yeah, Mike, you were the one
that actually almost made sense.
I was all in, dude. I was like, they can do it. And then like a week later, I was like, they can't do it.
I did not look at the math.
No, I did the math, but then they didn't win that whole week, and the Capitals did, and I was like, oh shit.
Well, all right. Well then, now it's done.
Speaking about weird things, Evander Kane is staying with Edmonton. 4 years, $5.5 million a year.
Good for him. That's not gonna get you out from under your debt, though, bud.
I think that's weird. I think it's weird that Edmonton.
Hey, I mean, I don't. I guess I don't know.
I think
it feels weird. He crushed it in the playoffs, so I'm not shocked. But
this is why I think it's weird.
Yeah,
things don't go well in Edmonton the next few years. They have to maybe ship some players out, or
He's one of
McDavid
them.
becomes even more unhappy. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I just got a weird feeling about it. That's it. I literally just have a weird
Alright,
feeling
weird
about
How
it.
many more
I have
years does
no.
McDavid have on that contract?
My guess is one more than Austin Matthews, or one less than Austin Matthews. Shit, does he only have 1 year left?
Oh.
That
No,
doesn't
because
sound right.
Austin only signed a 5-year deal.
Ah, okay. So
He
probably
kind of
one more
threw
than
the
Austin
leaps
Matthews,
there.
probably then, if I was a betting man.
I'm gonna look.
And he's doing the research.
Friendly.
Edmonton also grabs Jack Campbell. I think we said that, but
And yes, and
I don't know
Jack
if we did.
Campbell, which solves their goaltending issues for sure. Well, if
McDavid has
banking on him
four
playing.
more years under contract
Oh, all right.
at
Oh, they signed
12.5
Kane
a
for.
year.
Oh, they signed Kane for 4 years. All right, never. All right.
There's their
All
window,
right,
I
I
guess.
feel a little
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
About
oh yeah, that makes sense.
it. I feel
They're
a
like,
little
you're
better.
playing here until McDavid
Yeah,
contract is up.
I thought.
Then we'll give him $20 million for the year. Per year.
So yeah, if Jack Campbell plays
Oh yeah, what is his
with,
next contract gonna look like? That's gonna be nutty.
It's gonna be 15 million, man.
Yeah, probably.
other than Darnell Nurse, I'm trying to think who Edmonton has on defense to support their guy Jack Campbell.
Let me tell you who they have. Just let me
Darnell.
over here.
Duncan Keith retired.
Oh, Bouchard, he's pretty good.
Bouchard is
Evan
their young guy
Bouchard.
coming up.
Slater Cuckoo, Bolts legend.
They still got CC.
Cody CC. They have Brett Kulak. They re-signed him.
That was a good signing, bringing him back. That was
He was
smart.
great in the playoffs. Watching him,
He's a good
He was
defenseman.
great. Yeah,
He's not
saying it all.
spectacular, but he's just steady. Usually, he'll do a couple gaffes every once in a while, but then also every once in a while he'll just jump into the offense and do something cool.
That's life as a defenseman, right? You're gonna just make a really bad fuck up, and someone's gonna score because you're the last line of defense. Well, I mean, the goalie technically is, but like,
yeah.
But that's those skilled players.
Dude, Zach Bogosian.
Zach Bogosian.
He like him in his time.
Oh, I love him, dude. Cause he's solid in the D zone. Every now and then he'll do something dumb, but then there'll be moments when he just decides, all right, I am a third overall pick, and he'll just rush up the ice and deke a guy.
Yeah,
and then get like a really good scoring chance.
Like at some point in like early in this year's playoffs or something?
No, the Rangers. Against the Rangers.
Oh, it was against the Rangers.
In the conference finals. Yeah. It was against the Rangers.
I don't know if you remember
toe drags around people.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you remember Blake Coleman's first diving goal against Boston in the bubble.
Yeah.
But the guy who passed it to him was Bogosian dangling.
Let's go.
Oh, I did not know that.
It was so sick. But yeah. I don't know.
There's two more players that I want to talk about, and one of them, because is I don't know if this is Danielle's favorite player, Mike. You could tell me, but Victor Olofsson.
No, but she does like him. Yep, Olofsson's sticking with Buffalo for 2 more years.
2 years at 4.75. That is an amazing contract because you know exactly what you're going to get with goal scoring consistently and great power play guy.
Yep.
So yeah, lock him up.
Specialty.
Yep.
Plus a guy with a nickname Golofsson. Come on now.
That's
you gotta keep
awesome.
You gotta keep it going.
Around.
You gotta keep it going.
Pretty awesome. And then guys, this one, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Evgeny Malkin.
I'm mad about that
in
one.
Pittsburgh.
I'm mad about that one because I put at work, I put a free agency story on the front page at the bottom of the sports section.
Oh no.
And the picture I used was an Evgeny Malkin picture because he had said all day the day before free agency, I'm going to market. It's happening. I'm going to market. And then it was like 10:30 and I'm like, okay, I waited because I wanted to see if the story would change because I knew some things could change. And I was like, all right, I waited. It's great. Awesome. Put the story and send the pages out. Get home at like 11:20 and on my phone is an Athletic notification saying Evgeny Malkin has re-signed.
Yep.
I was like, that motherfucker.
And right after that, there was a notification from Sidney Crosby that said, take that newspaper down.
You better switch that picture out, bud.
Better switch it out.
But
4 years, $6 million. What do you guys think?
That makes sense.
This is what I think. I think I want to go into this contract and be like, oh, is it worth whatever? Like, is it worth it? Yada. Crosby, let's hang Malkin. Just enjoy it.
Yep.
That's it.
I agree.
Lock him up. Yep.
I think they correctly are seeing that's like they're gonna have to destroy the team at some point soon. But while we still have Crosby, Malkin, Letang, let's just kind of keep running it back with these guys because that's going to be our best chance. Like whenever Crosby goes, it's going to take a lot of work to kind of figure out the next steps. So if you can keep what you got going for a few more years, give yourself a few more chances, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. And that's going to do it. But one last thing. Kadri remains unsigned.
Still unsigned. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on there.
The one who at least I thought was going to be like first off the block.
Yeah.
Is still without a team.
I think it comes down to not many people have the space to do whatever contract he wants.
Very true.
I think it'd be fun to see Colorado just kind of stun everybody and find some way to finagle a Kadri deal in there just for funsies. I don't know.
I mean, that would be cool.
They gave a whole lot of money to Valachushkin, though. They gave a boatload of money to him.
I gotta be honest. I think when they did that, I think that's the writing on the wall there.
Probably.
Dude, you got to think who's up next year.
Oh, is it Makar?
Big Nate.
No, he's signed.
McKinnon's
up. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of money.
That's gonna be a large one.
Yeah. I wonder if they try to get that done this summer, just so he doesn't have another year to maybe go career year off. And
that would be the smart decision.
Yeah,
would be
because he's going to be getting a raise.
Oh my god! Yeah, so best contract in the league, right there.
That out of the way right now, and I don't know. I guess maybe you go, hey, you want to take another team friendly one? No,
want to try and keep winning.
Yeah,
that might work. Who knows?
He's one of those guys where he's so fucking competitive. I mean, I know they're all competitive, but like you see like the oh yeah, we're all eating health foods with the team kind of stories that came out over the. You remember those with him?
Yeah.
It was all chickpea pasta, no actual pasta, no carb, no. I'm just like,
I'd be revolting, man.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey man, that's nice. I'm gonna keep eating it though.
You know what made me revolt?
Hearing
everyone talk about those stories in the media, and when they were Canadian, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, chickpea pasta." And I was like, "Stop that right now! It's pasta. It's pasta."
And you got to do it with the hand as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. It could be pasta, dude. That's
okay. Well, before we end the show off, Kadri, I want to hear straight off the top of the head. Where's he going? Ben.
Boston.
Wow, I kind of like that actually. Let me look at a team list.
I have no idea if their cap is in any way allowing for that, but
I'm gonna pick a New York team that wears blue and orange.
I hope for your sake,
the Edmonton Oilers,
the New York Knicks.
Oh my god, yeah, that's better.
Switching sports.
Better.
I'm gonna say Seattle. Come on, baby.
Oh,
bring him in. Bring him in. Bring him in there.
Boston has 4.75 projected cap.
Well, no,
that is not enough.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you can
move stuff around, yeah.
See, so basically, man, the day they did that Hampus Lindholm thing, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And that 6.5 mil a year is going to be problematic. Granted, then you look at the rest of their decor, and then it might be helpful to have a Hampus Lindholm, but
very true. But we're gonna catch up with everybody next week because we've been going for a while here.
Yes, we have.
So everybody, leave in the comments if you watch to this point. Leave in the comments, not Kadri to Edmonton. This
Kadri
time
to the New York Islanders.
Kadri to the Isles. Yep, there you go.
Kadri to Isles.
Yep, and tag Lou Lamoriello in all of your tweets. Yeah. Does he have a Twitter?
No,
probably not.
Never mind.
He probably has a flip phone. That's how he contacts people.
But we'll see everybody next week.
Just goes through like 4 burners every.
Yeah, probably. We'll see everybody next week. Hopefully, with Nick in tow, we can get his thoughts on where the Sens organization is moving.
So he might actually watch Sens games.
He might actually. Finally, gosh, Please. I think you watched like 4 this past
I was there
season.
for one of them.
I was too, because he came over and watched a Bolts Sens game, and the Sens smoked him. And I was like, all right, Nick, you're no longer allowed. But we'll see you guys next week. Have a good week.